Hey, so I want to talk about this book, Wake Up Now by Stephan Bodian. And honestly, this is the best book I've ever read on spirituality, and I highly recommend it. And I just want to share kind of the main ideas in this book. So to seek is to assume that you don't already have it, and to look outside of you to somehow attain it. So the seeker is the thought, Jean Klein. The act of seeking pushes it away from you, and what you chase will elude you. So saying that you have to find the truth is saying that you don't already have it. And the mind cannot find your true nature. I used to meditate by trying to focus the mind and constrict it and concentrate on one thing, like the breath. And this is a struggle. So instead, Stephan says to open to the openness. It includes the mind, but also more of you beyond the mind. And he says, don't think you need 10 years meditating or going to India to find a guru to read all the books. You are it in every moment with every breath. The idea you need to work to attain it pushes it away. Drop what you know. Drop the spiritual dogma. So the fact remains, all knowledge is a form of ignorance. The most accurate map is still only paper. Throw it away. Whatever you understand is not the truth. It must be thrown overboard. So the more you think you know spiritually with the mind, the more you're going off course. So cease to be a knower. Then there is perfection. Ramana Maharshi. So to live in the known is bondage. To live in the unknown is liberation. So this is the challenge, to let it be a mystery. And silence is the language of God, all else is poor translation, which is a quote I've always loved by Rumi. So even my saying everything in this video is obscuring the truth because it cannot be written or spoken, but we can point to it. The finger pointing to the moon is not the moon. We can become obsessed with reading texts and meditating and collecting spiritual concepts. This is all the finger pointing. It is not the moon. To look at the moon is to drop what we think we know. It's scary, but it's freeing. And you don't have to earn it. It's already yours. And when you are able to look at the moon, you don't need the finger pointing at it anymore. So a quote by Kabir, holding a begging bowl, a man with amnesia knocks on his own door. And there's a then saying, you are tied to a post with no rope. So the reason that I love this book so much is it's really just cutting through all the spiritual dogma that you have to somehow do all of these things to recognize your spiritual nature, that it has to be a struggle, that it has to, I don't know, just involve doing a bunch of things that's like actually really not necessary. So you can wake up now and you don't have to earn it. That's just the mind trying to understand it. And I've seen how I've collected all these spiritual things and like thinking that I understand it, but the more you think you understand things, actually the less close you are to truth, because the truth, I think now, is a mystery. Like I've had many insights while reading that book that a lot of the things that I thought I knew were just concepts in my mind, and when you can let that go, you're actually giving yourself an opportunity to see how things really are. And yeah, he really emphasizes too that it's your own journey. So just because something works for somebody else doesn't mean that it's going to work for you necessarily, which is something that I've always believed. So yeah, it's really life-changing book for me. I highly recommend it, and it saved me a lot of struggle and my mind comparing myself to people that have been like meditating for 10 years, and I would think like, oh, like they must whatever be so much more advanced, but like that's just the spiritual ego. And when we can see that, we can let go of the struggle of thinking that we have to do all this stuff, because we already are what we seek. So The secret is the thought. We don't need to think that it's outside of us, and it's actually when you can stop seeking that you give the truth a chance to come find you. So, thanks for watching.